wanting to give you a quick update so that you all can get in and out of get out of harm's way. So we're very conscious about that this morning. If you all can assemble yourselves, that's fine. Come on over this way. We have this morning Director Colin Arnold, who is our Director of Homeland Security, Ramsey Green, Deputy CAO of Infrastructure for the city, Dr. Jennifer Vegno of our Health Department, Chief Sean Ferguson, New Orleans Police Department, Tyrell Morris, Director of the Orleans Parish Communications District, Colonel Bailey, the Louisiana National Guard, Ms. Lauren Nash, the National Weather Service, along with a good complement of our New Orleans City Council that has been embedded in my mayoral briefings. At this time, and as it's always been, a unified command approach, it has been embedded in the EOC that is fully activated. What we know is Ida is a 155 miles per hour Category 4 hurricane. This is a very dangerous and a very real situation. My message to the community at this time, all of our residents, even visitors who are here, this is the time to stay inside. Do not venture out. No sightseeing. This is very serious. We need you to stay in from this point forward all morning, all afternoon, all evening. As it relates to Monday morning, we should see some signs that we're moving out of this, but you are not to come out until you receive more information from the city of New Orleans. Now is the time that we have been preparing for and even waiting for as it relates to Hurricane Ida. Again, this is the time. Heed all warnings. Ensure that you shelter in place, you hunker down. We understand that we have residents that are now without power. We do understand that wind miles are over 35 miles per hour, which means that there will be no action, no activity from Entergy New Orleans at this time. Also, as it relates to other responses, the New Orleans Fire Department, we are now on emergency alert. As it relates to 911 calls, you will hear more from our leaders following me. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to ask Colin Arnold, our Director of Homeland Security, to come forth. We'll move through, trying to be as fast as possible, again, so that everyone can get out of harm's way. Thank you. Colin? Thank you.
Morning. We've talked for several days. We've gone over this. This is short and sweet. Hurricane Ida is here. Tropical storm winds have arrived. As Ida moves closer, it is near certainly that we will see sustained winds of 75 miles per hour or higher, up to 110 miles per hour in New Orleans. Let me be clear, these are life-threatening winds. They will cause down power lines, structure damage, down trees, and projectiles. You absolutely need to be indoors for the remainder of this storm. Hunker down and stay put. We'll be with you through the storm. Text NOLA ready to 77295 for text alerts so you know what's going on throughout the rest of the day. Please understand that public safety officials will likely not be able to respond during dangerous conditions. This will likely include overnight when storm impacts have passed, but debris will still be blocking the roadways. It's dangerous now. It's going to be dangerous this afternoon, even more so because of the wind. It's going to be extremely dangerous overnight because of the wind and because of darkness. They're not going to be able to come to you. You need to stay inside until tomorrow. We'll look at this at the first light of day. Our emergency operations center is activated. I've got 70 people up there. They're risking COVID. They're communicating. They're communicating with everyone outside that is working this. It includes infrastructure, transportation, and human service agencies. We are coordinating response efforts. This will include immediate public safety needs throughout the duration of the storm, but as I said, there's nobody coming right now. You need to stay inside. This will also include response efforts that will begin tomorrow. When we come out tomorrow, we can look at this, take an assessment, figure out where we're at, search and rescue operations, potential post-storm evacuations. We can deal with all that, but now is not that time. Now is the time to stay inside. More information will be made possible through every medium that we have, including the media, primarily the media. when we can do that. The most important thing is to stay inside. Thank you.
Thank you,
And
Colin.
Ramsey Green, Deputy CAO of Infrastructure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor. To our residents who are both here and outside of our city, it's important to acknowledge our city, again, is in a very different place than it was 16 years ago today. Our levee system, what we call the HISDR system, is strong. It's unprecedented. It is, if not the most powerful, protected system in the planet, it is certainly one of the top of them in the planet, in the country, in the planet. This is a system that, we've done a tremendous amount of data. The folks from both levee authorities, the Army Corps of Engineers, they have great confidence, and we share that confidence. So water coming from outside of the city, penetrating the levee system is not a huge concern. It's not a concern of ours right now. What our concern mostly is, as it relates to flooding, is rainfall cells hitting above our city within the levee system and inundating our city with a high rate of rain. That is water that we cannot protect ourselves from a levee. That is water that falls within our city. At the moment, and Lauren will go over this, we're projected to potentially reach 15 to 20 inches of rain over the period of today and into tomorrow, at times exceeding a rainfall rate of 3 inches per hour, which greatly exceeds our existing drainage ability. What that means is we would see flooding in this city along public right-of-ways, in places where water typically congregates, low-lying areas, etc. Again, stay away, stay safe, wait for that water to go away, wait for it to get pumped out of our city. We had some great news thanks to the incredibly hard-working, dedicated men and women of the Sewage and Water Board. Turbine 4 came back on late last night. So we now, at the moment, have 72 megawatts or thereabouts of total power dedicated to the Sewage and Water Board, around 50 plus megawatts of self-generated power. Again, it's an incredibly fragile system. That system can change at any point. And what we always have to be prepared for that. Finally, the Sewage and Water Board, the sewer system is entirely dependent upon pumping. And what we're seeing, and thanks to Entergy, they've dedicated 10 generators to ensure our sewage system keeps moving throughout this. We have a tremendous number of people throughout this city who are at home, and they're going to use those systems. And until we give you any additional information, you're good to go in using your water, your sewage systems at home. Stay inside. This city knows how to deal with this. We've had 16 years since Hurricane Katrina to invest billions of dollars into our exterior protection from coastal inundation. Rainfall, rate of rainfall, that is our real flooding concern at the moment. Entergy New Orleans has dedicated over 4,000 out-of-state contractors who are pre-positioned throughout the region, and they are ready to respond to loss of power. So our big threats right now from the infrastructure side are loss of power, flooding in certain parts that you have seen before when we have an excessive rate of rain throughout this city, but we have great confidence. All of the HISDRs, and we had two more things, I'm sorry. The HISDR system, all of the gates were closed at about midnight last night. The last gates were closed at midnight, and the outfall pumping stations, the PCCPs that pump water out of our city into Lake Pontchartrain are active and moving. Again, thank you so much to the folks of the flood authorities, the United States Army Corps of Engineers. We have great confidence in any water from coming from out of this city into it. It's the real concern of the water that falls within our city. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. And we're going to keep it going. Dr. Jennifer Vegno.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll just be brief. I want to reiterate what's been said. Now is the time to stay where you are. Our healthcare system, our hospitals are hunkering down. They are caring for the patients that are within their walls. Our first responders will be unable to get to you. Please do not try to access a healthcare or a hospital facility right now. We will be there for you when the storm passes, but the safest thing you can do is to stay put. Please make sure that you have a plan for your elderly and vulnerable residents or family members, neighbors that are in your immediate space. Make sure that they are being cared for throughout the duration of the storm. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vegno. And I also need to add, as I've been recently informed, that residents as well as visitors and hotels all throughout the city. At this time, we are asking for water conservation. Water conservation is needed at this time and throughout the rest of the morning, throughout the afternoon, throughout the evening. More information will come as we receive it. And thank you so much. I'm going to now bring up Chief Ferguson.
Thank you, Mayor. Currently, right now, New Orleans Police Department is operating at 100% all hands on deck, 12-hour shifts. At some point in time, as Colin mentioned earlier, we will have to hunker down, which means that will impact our response. So we are asking you to please, right now, hunker down yourselves. Do not put ourselves, do not put our fire department, do not put our EMS in harm's way as you're putting yourselves in harm's way. Now is the time, and over the next 24 hours, perhaps, we need to, just hunker down. I will say also, we are prepared to assist with every recovery efforts we will have to assist with after this, but also anti-looting. We will not allow any looting throughout this process, and we will be out there to enforce that. So as I'm asking and begging and pleading with you, please hunker down now, as we will have to hunker down at some point in time ourselves. We will not be able to respond, but as soon as we are able to do so, as conditions improve, we will be able to do so. But please, right now, do your due diligence. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you so much. Director Morris.
Thank you, Mayor. At 10 a.m. this morning, OPCD advised the public of an intermittent 911 outage that we were experiencing, calls coming into the center that would begin to drop. We've engaged our technology partners and our state and federal regulators to ensure that 911 service could quickly restored. I'm happy to report about 10 minutes after the reported outage, 911 service in the city of New Orleans has been fully restored at this time. So again, 911 is for life-threatening emergencies only. At this point, I've been speaking for the past 2 days about that point when public safety responses will be reduced or altered. We are at that point. All the public safety agencies at this point are making decisions when or will they will no longer respond. So if you call 911, the call taker may be telling you, we will see you or get to you when it is safe. That does not mean after the storm is over. The moment that our public safety agencies get an opportunity to safely get to you, they will try their best to do so. But please only call us when you absolutely have an emergency. Please don't call 911 also because you didn't evacuate and now you want someone to come get you. I'm sorry, we're past that point. Our advice to you now is get to shelter in place and protect yourself indoors. Do not be outside. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.